Hello, this is Yaro, and welcome to another episode of the Yaro podcast. Today, I'm talking to you about my marketing department. So, this is for every business owner or perhaps a person who is leading a marketing team, especially if you're growing a business where you're currently maybe the leader or the only person doing marketing for your business. So, I found myself in that situation many times. Obviously, when you start something new and you don't have much money, you're going to grow your business yourself, and every day you're going to try and find ways to experiment or keep doing the things that are working. So in the past, I've been the content creator. I've even run the paid ads. Most of the time, I've been the content creator, though, as the marketing role, the main thing I did for my business. And that included writing articles, writing newsletters, going on podcasts, recording podcasts. And then there's the things that happen in between that, you don't really hear about, but it's just part of running a business and doing marketing. Most of it's technical, like you might be appearing on a podcast or recording a podcast, then you want to share it on your blog, you want to share it on your newsletter, you want to share it on social media. And every one of these steps requires usually a person to go and do all of that. So I used to spend an entire day creating one core piece of content, and then a large part of the rest of the day was actually just recirculating it. Obviously, nowadays there's more automations. AI can do all of the writing for you, although you get what you pay for in that case. But even if you're, say, appearing on a podcast and you want to post all this content to social and put it on your own blog, your own website, there's a lot of things that go on. And one of the things that I found as I was starting to build teams was to start just handing over that sort of function first, because it's very low level, easy to do, doesn't require a huge amount of skill. So I call that like a level one outsourcing task for your marketing department. If you're the leader of marketing and the lead content creator, and you want to free up a lot of time, putting a person in place who simply takes whatever it is you created that day and make sure it's put everywhere in your marketing engine is probably the best first step you can take, because it's low cost, fairly easy to train, and will free up quite a bit of time. Now, that's kind of like a level one marketing automation or marketing delegation process. A level two is when you start to have people who are not just doing those things for you, but actually coordinate with each other towards a marketing goal. So this is different. Normally, like, you're the leader and they're just kind of doing these tasks. There's not a lot of thinking or strategy or goals beyond, hey, I just got to tick the box and make sure this content appears everywhere it needs to be. Then there's a next level where you might be completely relinquishing the creation of content. Like, I'm no longer the writer. I'm going to hand that off to a writer. So I've done that a couple of times. We have a writer currently for my business in terms of search engine optimization. And that writer is both a strategist in terms of choosing topics and even going out there and doing additional tasks. In this case, it is an SEO, search engine optimization role. So he is doing some link building for us as well. But then that content needs to get onto our site. So we still have a person who is sharing that content. So the person who puts it onto the website, the blog, the person who shares it on social media, and basically inserts it into our content schedule and just makes sure it goes in there and is circulated. So those tasks are coordinated between those two people without me. So every day I see in Slack that the writers produced a piece of content. A technical social media person has shared it on social, has put it into the blog. If there's any kind of reformatting needed, like making a video version or taking a video version and turning that into a blog post, nowadays that's done with a lot of help from AI. But there's still a human who's double checking, usually doing some sort of cross promotion and promoting on social as well as the blog. So it basically is like a level two form of delegation, because you're no longer creating and distributing, where in the past you might have been creating and distributing yourself. That's like level zero. Then you start to have the person helping you with distribution, but you're still the main core creator. And then you hand over the creation. So now creation and distribution is being done by someone else. The final level is overall strategy. So this is the area where I am still involved and kind of make the main decisions along with my co-founder. So if there is a new experiment we're going to do with a new marketing method, then we're obviously going to make that call together. We're going to decide how much budget to put, and then we're going to put that in the hands of a person on our team, or hire an agency or contractor or something like that. So, the final step I would call level 3 outsourcing delegation is just completely handing over the marketing department. And that's actually my next goal with my current company, so that I know someone else is driving the overall marketing department and I'm not there. Like I'm still there for top level decision making, but on a day-to-day basis, they have goals, they have metrics, they have a little team they can work with, and their goal is just to improve our results. That I think is important because it creates an alignment for them to really move the whole department forward. Not that it's not something I can continue to do myself, but ultimately I'm trying to turn this business into a completely sellable asset. So if there is a marketing manager and it's not me, then when we sell the business, they know this department is run for them. They don't have to feel like they're needing to replace me, which usually reduces the value of the asset you're selling, your business. So simple guide there, 1, 2, 3 steps. So level 0 is when you're doing it all yourself. Level 1, you start to delegate the more circulation and repurposing tasks. Level 2, you bring someone in who's also the creator, who works with the circulation and repurposing person or team. And level 3, you've got that actual leader who's guiding the strategy and making decisions on new experiments and running the department for you. Nice little summary there. Hopefully that helps with whatever stage you're at with your own marketing. I will suggest as soon as you have the cash flow to start delegating some of this, it makes a lot of sense. Like if you're doing level 1 tasks a lot of your day, that's something you need to have a person, or even just look into what you can do with automation today with technology, because a lot of the recreation, repurposing, rewriting, transforming the different media can be done with various AI tools or just tools in general. So look into it. I'll leave you there. My name is Yaro, and I'll speak to you on a new episode of the Yaro podcast very soon. Thanks for listening.